YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Diamonsters from IDW Games. This is for 2 to 6 players, take about 20 minutes to play, and it's for ages 10 plus. And in Diamonsters, you are going to be playing down monsters, bidding on a monster that is in the middle of the table, hoping to have the highest bid in order to win monsters to gain diamonds or get 3 of a kind, at which point you'll also gain diamonds. It's a very light, simple family game, but is it good? Let's open it up and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Diamonsters. So first and foremost, we got our handy dandy rule booklet. It's one large page, double-sided, but honestly you're not even going to need this side. It's well done. It should have you up and running in no time at all. It's got pictures, illustrations, examples, good stuff. Big thumbs up on the rule booklet. So in Diamonsters, you are trying to earn these crystals. Depending on your players, the number of players will depend on how many crystals you need to earn. So in a lower player count, you'll need more crystals, and a higher player count, you'll need less crystals. You're going to gain those crystals by either earning cards worth 11 diamonds, which will be in the bottom left corner of the cards, or by getting 3 of a kind of a monster. So 3 green cards in front of you would mean that you had successfully gained a crystal and ended the round, at which point the round would start over. How do you gain this? Let's go over the components. Let's get into the gameplay. So component-wise, you're going to get cards, cards, and more cards. Obviously, you get the crystals over here. They are purely for keeping track of your score from round to round to round. So let's get to the cards. The cards, you're going to have 5 of them in the entire deck. They're all 5 cards just over and over and over and over and over again. And each one is slightly different, so let's talk about the different cards. So first, we have 5, which is the biggest card in the game. Now, this is a bidding game. You're always going to be bidding on whatever card is here in the middle. 5's the biggest, but the one catch is a 1 always beats a 5 if those 2 are left over. 5 is also going to be worth 1 diamond if it's face up in front of you, meaning you won the bid for it. 4 is negative 2 diamonds, which means people aren't going to want them as much, but that can work into your favor, especially if you're going for 3 of a kind. Also, 4, high number. 3 is just a 3. It's not worth any diamonds. You don't typically win with 3s, but sometimes you do. You have a 2, which is worth 2 diamonds down here, which is fantastic, but it is a 2. And then you have a 1, which is the lowest one in the game, but as we mentioned, it beats a 5. When you first start the game, you're going to have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your hand. Everyone's going to have that, so let's just get ourselves a 5-player game going. We're just going to get some random cards. I'm not actually going to make sure that they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to flip over the card in the middle, which is a 3. Now what's going to happen is everyone is going to pick a card and secretly put it face down in front of you. So we'll do like this. Then we're all going to flip them up, and we'll see what happens. So this is a pretty bad example right here, because how it works is if you tie with someone, you immediately pull your card back. So this 5 goes right back here, this 5 goes right back here, this 1 goes right back here, this 1 goes right back here, and no one gets the 3, so it would just go into the discard pile over here, and we would rinse, wash, repeat. So let's try that and see if we can, oh golly, see if we can get different results. So that one, and that one. But if you ever tie with anyone, or if you have a 3-way tie or a 4-way tie with the same number, you automatically lose the bid. So you all pull your cards back. So now we have a 2, we have a 4, we have a 1, and we have a 5. Oh, this is a perfect example. So no one tied. We don't have any duplicate cards, which means that we look to see who has the highest card. Now, it is a 5. However, since there is a 1 out here, the 1 actually beats the 5, which means this person wins both these cards, and they go face up in front of this person. Everybody else gets their card back, and then this person draws 1 more card to draw back up to 5 cards in hand, and then we do it again, this time going for a 4. So most likely, this person is not going to want that 4. They have 3 points, and they probably want to gain more points. So this person over here might be like, well, that's a bad example. This person over here might be like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get 3 of a kind of the 4, so they might play the 4 right here. This person might see if they, wow, it's a really bad hand. They might see if they could, I don't even know what they do. They'd probably, well, this isn't the hand they'd have. They'd probably play this 3 right here. I'll do this. You'll do this. We'll do one more round. You'll quickly see what's going on. So we got 3, 2, 4, 5. The 5 would actually take it, which is not the best for him. So now he has a 5 and a 4, so he has -1 points. But anywho, the first person to get to 11 diamond symbols in front of them, or 3 of a kind of a particular color, will win a gem. At which point you'll take all the cards back up there, and everyone will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will rinse, wash, repeat, and go to X amount of gems depending on the number of players, and that person will be the winner of Diamonsters, and that in a nutshell is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Diamonsters from IDW Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go with the pros, let's go with the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. It goes 2 to 6 players. It's a great player count, but I liked it best at 4, 5, and 6. In fact, I didn't actually like this at 2 players. I thought it was boring and bland at 2 players. 3 players was better, but I liked it best at 4, 5, and 6 players, which obviously that's not the best. Another con that I have with this game is, I gotta mention it, the box is absolutely horrible. This box is stupidly small. I'm going to put everything back into this box for you right now. So we got these, we got the gems. There you go. That's what fits in the box. It's ridiculous how large this box is. And I know they did it so they could market it, and they got all the beautiful artwork, and they didn't want to just put it in a tuck box because it probably wouldn't have sold well. But honestly, I kind of hope it didn't sell well just because of the size of this box. It is stupidly large. You could fit, and I'm not exaggerating here. I want to make sure I do not exaggerate right now when I say this. Let's see. What would be the most I could probably fit in there? 1, 2, 3. You could probably fit 9 copies of this game. Maybe, probably more. I'm going to go with 12. You could probably fit 12 copies of this game in this box if you take out the box insert. That's dumb. That's so stupid dumb. It annoys the living hell out of me. Also, this game is very random. It does have that aspect where someone might just play something randomly, and they have just as much of a chance to win as someone else, which will be a turnoff for some people, and that really is... This is not going to be most people's game night game. Yes, you could play it as a lightweight filler game if you play games that are on the lighter side, but I think for most game nights, this is going to just be too light, in my personal opinion. It definitely falls into the family weight category, and I would even say the older children's category. I think older children could definitely play this by themselves. Any other cons that I have with the game? Box, how light the game is, the player counts. I didn't like it at 2 and 3. That's what I got for Diamonsters. Moving on to the pros, I did enjoy it. I think it's I think it's a good family game. That's what I'm going to say. The kids in my class enjoyed this game, and that's exactly where I'm going to keep this game. And I might bring it home to play with my son when he gets a little bit older. And what I do like about this game is it has that get bit aspect. I still like get bit better than this game, but it has the get bit aspect where you could play this with a kid who has absolutely no idea what they're doing. They literally are just playing down a card every single time. Just playing down a card, playing down a card, playing down a card randomly. They don't quite understand the concept of the game, and they still have a viable chance to win the game. And some people are absolutely going to hate this game because of that reason, and I completely understand that. That's just not a game for a lot of people. But for me personally, when I play with a lot of kids, a lot of younger kids, any game that I can play with older kids and I can play with younger kids, the kids that might not actually understand the rules to the game, that is a sweet spot for me. So if you work/have kids that are in that range, or maybe you're dealing with like a 5-year-old, and then you got a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old or something like that, this is a fantastic game for that, because it can bring the whole family together. It plays at the higher player counts very well. I like it. Generally, especially at the higher player counts, you're always going to have a winner each round. So that's one of the other problems that I had at the lower player counts. A lot of the times you'll have the round where it's like, oh, nobody wins because we tied, or because this, or because that. And I don't know. I didn't enjoy that. But overall, Diamonsters from IDW Games. I hate the box. I don't like it at the lower player counts. But if you're in the market for a family game that is going to play a very diverse range of ages, that's easy to learn, that's easy to teach, that's not going to scare off like grandma or your non-game playing relatives, this is definitely one you might want to check out if you can find it for the cheap. And I did. I think I found this for like $6 maybe, or $5 at the Barnes & Noble Red Dot sale one time. So, Diamonsters, I can recommend it for that, but if you're not in the market for a family game, if you're not in the market for a family game or an older children's game that children can play by themselves that are, say, 10, 11, 12 years old, I don't think I'd recommend Diamonsters, but if you are, might be one you want to check out. Not to mention, I forgot to mention it. The artwork, it looks really pretty, and yeah, so there you go. That's Diamonsters from IDW Games. I think it's a good game. I think if in the right situation, it can be a good to great game. But for most, I think it's going to fall purely in that good category. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, what is the stupidest box for a game that you have ever seen? Oh man, let me look all around. There are so many stupid boxes that surround me. This definitely comes to mind. Hop. Hop is a really stupid box. That game is massively overproduced. It's a massively sized box. Twilight Imperium 3rd Edition. I love that game to death, but that box is stupid. Why is the coffin boxes, all those coffin boxes, they just piss me off. Why are they so big? So dumb. Oh, and of course, I'm looking over here at my old games. Yeah. Look at all of those giant wide boxes they have for like Risk and Monopoly. God, who thought those were a good idea? Who shipped those? Who were the people shipping those boxes back in the day? Man, how long did... Wow, I could just talk about this all day. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what is the stupidest box that you have. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.